Volkswagen have just released and announced a brand new model that the UK has never seen. Enter the Volkswagen Tayron. Now, as I mentioned, for us in the UK, we would probably have never heard of this before, mainly because it was sold kind of all the way around the other side of the world. But it will be here very, very soon. So what is this model? How big is it? And where does it kind of fit in the Volkswagen range? And also, most importantly, how does it fare up to the competition out there? In a nutshell, this new model features up to 7 seats designed to replace models like the Tiguan Allspace. But most importantly, to fit the extra seats, it will be slightly longer than the Tiguan I reviewed recently, which should mean the rear doors will be slightly longer for easier access. From the front it will look almost identical, and certainly from some angles it's almost given me kind of BMW vibes with kind of some of the design elements used. Looks really good. So here's some facts. It's going to be the second largest SUV that they offer. You have the Tiguan, then this new model called the new Tayron, and then the Touareg in order of size. Compared to the competition, there are a few models similar in size, whereas Volvo and BMW do not currently offer specifically a 7-seater in this price bracket. But I think it will probably fit around about, let's say probably about there in terms of the dimensions. Of course, then there's the larger 7-seater SUVs down below. Now, when it comes to price, sadly Volkswagen didn't publish this at the time of recording, but kind of from my research, the Tiguan starts at 34,075. Their sister company Skoda offer a similar sized SUV called the Kodiaq for 37,505. So I would assume that the new Volkswagen Tayron would be under £40,000. I would hope so anyway, because then we can avoid that horrible car tax bracket in the UK that the government love to do. Sorry, we're going to be official road fund licence. In fact, Mercedes actually offer a model called the GLB, which is a 7-seater and is on the road for 39,150. So I do hope the new Volkswagen Tayron is under that £40,000 threshold, at least starting from anyway. Knowing my luck, they'll probably publish the price after me releasing this video, so if I do know it, I'll put it in the pinned comment down below and of course in the description and keep you guys in the loop. So in terms of the price, I would hope that it would probably fit somewhere around this area, maybe there or maybe there. Only time will tell, we'll have to wait and see. So what else is new? The front will feature an illuminated logo along with a light bar, just like a lot of Volkswagen models these days, whereas the rear will feature 3D light clusters which look very similar to the Tiguan, which I was a huge fan of, and apparently you can even choose the startup animation on the lights too. Wheels will also be available from 17-inch all the way up to 20-inch, which will most likely feature on the R-Line variants. Opening up the boot reveals a massive amount of space, 885 litres for the 5-seater version, 2,090 litres with the seats folded down, and for the 7-seater version, 850 litres and 1,905 litres with the seats folded down. So good all-round practicality on that front. Moving to the inside, I've noticed that on some of the shots shown here in the rear seats, the second row can actually move forwards and backwards, so it looks like it's almost like on rails, so that will just help increase practicality even further. Following on the footsteps with the latest Passat, Tiguan and Golf models, the interior of this new model is mimicking that design layout with buttons on the steering wheel, I should add. Well done Volkswagen, it's good to see that there are actual physical buttons on the steering wheel, because I know a lot of people don't like some of this touch stuff that goes on these days. Anyway. When it comes to the screen, it's a very large, generous central screen for the multimedia system, either at 12.9 inches or an optional 15 inches, as shown here, and it literally dominates the front. Now you have to bear this in mind, most laptop screens are about 15 inches, so it's like having a big kind of screen in the middle, like a laptop-sized screen in the middle of the car. Now some of you might be thinking, I don't like the kind of screen popped there in the middle. To be honest, I actually quite like a big sat-nav screen because it's a lot easier with navigating on the sat-nav, and certainly if it's a bit smaller you do have to kind of look a little bit harder, so a big screen is always better I think. But if I get my hands on one, I'll check it out in the review. One thing I do like is the subtle ambient lighting to the side of the screen, which I think looks pretty smart, and of course you can change the colour as well. Now when it comes to the multimedia system, Volkswagen have had well, let's say, a lot of feedback about their multimedia systems over the years. Now, sadly, I didn't have extensive use of the previous version. However, I have used it a little bit, and I have certainly used their new one quite a lot. It features a lot of customization and is miles better than the previous system before. So if you have had a Volkswagen and you weren't a fan of the multimedia systems, do check out the new one because it's a lot better. In the middle is what Volkswagen call the driving experience switch, which can again be customized to control various different things. If I get my hands on one, I'll see what else you can do with it, but you're able to do the modes and the volume and various other things, so I'll try that out if I get my hands on one. On the engine front, there are various different engines here, from plug-in hybrids to mild hybrids and even petrol engines and diesel engines. Here are all the engines available. I won't read them all out, but they're all on screen if you want to pause it. If you're interested in the plug-in hybrid, I've even heard that will go up to 100 kilometers, so that's around about, 50, 60 miles, depending on conditions, that sort of thing. So that's pretty good, so I would love to check that out in the future. Also, if you're interested in towing, these can actually tow up to about 2.5 tons, so that's obviously pretty good, just in case you have a caravan, which I know some of us have in the UK. I don't do any towing personally, but hey, good to see that option. So my final thoughts, well, I've got to say it looks like a very, very stylish 7-seater SUV, well, up to 7 seats anyway, so I think it's going to be an option from the looks of it, but even if you didn't go for the 7 seats, it's another 5-seater car, kind of like sitting right in between the Volkswagen Tayron and of course the Touareg, their larger one, and of course there's only a few other models that it kind of tallies up to. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section down below, guys. I'm curious to hear what you think of Volkswagen's new model, which is actually going to be coming to the UK. So yeah. Well guys, thanks so much for watching. Just a little update there. So yeah, I will see you all on the next one. It's Tuesday today, so there'll be another video on Friday. Thanks so much for watching. See you soon.